We're back. It's been a while.
Fun with Friesians.
Yeah, we ran out of things to talk about. Not really. We just...
I don't know, hiatus.
life is crazy.
So one of the things that came up was about kinship and interbreeding quotients and how they relate to each other. And there has been a lot of discussion, like through the Fenway Foundation. There was, we both read the article in regards to, ways basically of lowering the interbreeding. And, it was the Fenway Foundation kind of view on things that could be done in very positive ways to try and lower it. It was suggestions.
And with the thought in mind of improving the overall health, quality, longevity, of the Friesian breed. Because like they, one of their first lines in that article was, the breeds come close to extinction. I don't remember how many times, but
3 times.
Yeah. So, obviously that's something as breeders, as buyers, that folks want to be aware of and keep in mind.
There was a mare for sale. We'll leave no names, no nothing. 0% interbred in the first 3 generations. When you look, do you have your papers nearby?
I can probably find them real quick.
Find them real quick. There's interbreeding quotients, and then there's kinship. And the KFPS, the stud book, really wants us to, as much as possible, lower the kinship and the interbreeding quotient. And when you look at the interbreeding quotient, it's like the first 3 generations is the first number. And then in 5 generations is the second number. And they're looking at how many times a horse is related. There's common ancestry in these generations. And, they want you to keep it as low as possible. Like the first number, definitely less than 5%.
You're testing me.
And I'm testing her. Oh my gosh, she's so adorable. And then you have your kinship, which is looking at the Friesian, the mare, gelding, stallion, whatever, looking at them as if you were looking at all the Friesians, the entire breed. The definition right here, kinship. Kinship percentage is any horse's relationship to the entire Friesian breed. So, you'll see, I would say I see between 17.8 and 18.2% a lot with kinship. They want it lower. They want as low, like 16% and lower, which is hard to do. If you start running interbreeding numbers, kinship for your farm, it's very hard to find stallions that will lower the mare's kinship.
I'm just want to panic mode for there for a minute.
Oh God, look at this. There's Raisa.
That's Raisa. And then we've got, who do you want? Here's Merida.
We can do Merida. Okay,
Merida.
Merida, she's a star mare. And when you're looking for the interbreeding quotient, she in the first...
Yep.
There you go.
So this number here, the 2.15.
Okay.
That's in the first 3 generations.
And you want it less than 5%.
Yeah. And the papers don't list the 5 generation inbreeding coefficient, but the fauna website does.
So what we need to do is when you're, this is a really huge operation. It's the whole stud book. that here in North America, we need to be careful because we have a limited amount of stallions that if you want fresh cooled semen, you really have to look at all the stallions that are available and compare it to your mare. It'd be very nice to get more available frozen semen from the Netherlands.
And fresh cooled. I mean, from the Netherlands, that's not realistic
no.
unless they, send stallions over. But yes, it would be nice to be able to source some of those, lower, lower kinship stallions, just because a lot of what we have readily available to the North American breeders are related.
There's
at some point in time.
Over in the Netherlands, they have over at De Nieuwe Heuvel, Omar.
Yep.
Omer. And his number, I'd be polite if I pull up his number because that's not very nice not to. And then you have Wieboud, Wieboud, and then you have Uba, who you can get through the Friesian connection, who has low kinship. He has no Leffert, he has no Feitza, and he has no Jasper. So he's one of the good candidates because those are three very prevalent stallions. You see their names a lot on papers.
And aren't 515 must have, because he crossed well with Merida, so he must be, because where she's Minsa, she's got a lot of those,
She's Minsa, Cherk,
Leffert,
and Uga, right? Yes.
Yep.
There you go.
So, aren't 515 brought her numbers down. So there's stallions available that can fit into your breeding program to adjust those numbers. It's just a matter of being able to get them and what's available to the North American breeder.
So that's kind of a concern that was brought up in a very big way, which is awesome. I know that the KFPS has this on their plate as far as trying to encourage and make available stallions that'll help lower this.
And for those breeders out there that, maybe have a mare that has that low inbreeding coefficient, that low kinship, that isn't necessarily star or doesn't have the full paper. I think we're entering a realm in this breed right now where there's going to be marketability for that. And I would encourage you to think about breeding that mare if you have the financial means, if she's got the proper conformation, if she's got a good personality, stuff that's going to be passed on to onto offspring, because I think this breed is going by way of,
it's very actively improving itself.
Yeah.
I would say that this is, I know some people were we had a couple discussions about the impact of the Fenway Foundation article.
Yeah.
But I think it's extremely positive. I think that the KFPS is one of the most responsible stud books out there because they put the problems right on the table, address the problems. How do we fix the problem and then put into motion, we're fixing it.
Yeah.
So I find it very positive. We just need to get everybody on board with the solution.
Yeah. Because, anybody who's met a Friesian knows that there's something about a Friesian, they come with their quirks, but what breed doesn't? And, I will never not have a Friesian in my barn if I'm financially able to have one. I can't imagine my horse life without one. So, and I think anybody that's been, touched by the breed probably has a similar feeling, because they really are a breed in and of themselves.
Oh,
you know?
I love them. And breeding them, what a challenge to make beautiful living art. It just, and the
you have to be a scientist, a mathematician,
right,
a voodoo artist.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
fabulous.
you got to be a little bit of everything to breed these animals.
And to have the guidance of such an incredible stud book that
and for the most part, a community.
And a community.
You know, for the most part, you know, you sit down with another Frisian person, you can talk breeding numbers, you can talk stallions, you can talk stallion show, you can talk just about anything, and they'll carry on a conversation, and you'll probably make, you know, a friend. That's how Susan and I became friends. You know, I bought my first Friesian off of her, and she's been stuck with me since.
Oh, I love it.
I think that's been like 6-7 years. So
even if you disagree with someone else with the breed,
yep,
all what you have to do is come back and to that, don't we love this breed?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, any disagreement becomes secondary to what can we do to make this the most incredible breed of horse on the face of the planet as a group. And the stud book, the KFPS and Fauna and all the subsidiaries work really well together. And it's pretty phenomenal. Oh, can we tell them about the curring for New England?
I don't see why not.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Finally.
Finally.
It's been what, 2 years since we've been able to have one? So she's got to look up the date. I think it's October 15th or 16th, something like that.
Well, we have to get the exact date because that's so important. Oh, and the June show.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
If you are east of, I don't know, New York, you should plan to be at the Deerfield Fairgrounds. You're going to have to look up that weekend, that date too. Because
I got it.
I don't remember that one
I'm so
either.
excited. I can't stand it.
Our Northeast Frisian Classic Horse Show is going to be the biggest, best show we have ever put on.
Yay!
What are the dates?
The dates
in case they can't read them.
June 23rd through the 26th, Deerfield, New Hampshire. Ooh, we're giving, there's money and jewels. Okay.
Yeah. Not only money classes, but jewelry classes too.
So there's the Open Pleasure Classic, which is opal, sapphire, stirrup, mother of pearl.
And that's a junior class. So this isn't just for the adults. This is for those kids too.
And amateur.
Oh, and amateur to handle.
Oh, and
it's not just the professionals.
And an Open Diamond Pleasure Classic, a $1,500 walk trot, a $1,500 open walk trot canter, and a $1,500 open driving. Come on, I challenge you.
No.
Oh, come on.
Kendra won't show under harness anymore.
Let's do this. You can sit next to me.
And all of we have to send a quick shout out to, who is it? Goldsmith Gallery in Concord, New Hampshire. She's the one that donated all of the jewelry to make these jewelry classes happen. So we are super excited to bring this to the Northeast. I think it's going to be an awesome show. There's open classes, there's breed classes, there's academy classes, there's lead line classes. There's literally a class for everybody. We're still looking for sponsors.
Yes, please.
If you want to sponsor a class, I think it's $25 for a regular class, $30 for a championship class. Don't quote me on those, but the prices are right on the website. You can reach out to myself, Susan. You can go find the Northeast Frisian Horse Club on Facebook, and everything's right there. And then we have the curring, which is even more exciting.
The curring. Hot diggity. KFPS inspection October 14th at the Big E.
In West Springfield, Mass.
Eastern States Exposition.
So it's gonna be phenomenal. We have the pleasure of, as a club, of hosting it this year. We are super excited to be able to do so. We're gonna make it an incredible day, a rocking party. There's gonna be some of the best horses from the Northeast coming out because, like I said, we haven't had a curring in 2 years. So You know, we weren't lucky enough to have one of the spring currings because winter in New England just doesn't work very well. So there's going to be a ton of horses. There's going to be babies. There's going to be, I'm sure, a lot of yearlings that didn't get a chance to go to their foal currings. There's going to be adults. There's going to be IBOPs. I mean, it's going to be a fun,
and it's
fun
open,
day.
you know, just come on down.
Yep.
You don't have to have a special invitation to come watch.
No, and we'll try to, I myself will have a horse there. Susan will have a horse there. You know, we'll probably try to pop on, you know, some Facebook Lives or something while we're there, but her and I will be biting our fingernails in the bleachers. So,
I'm announcing.
Just kidding. She's going to be announcing. I'll be chewing on my fingernails in the bleachers. So we'll do the best we can, you know, where we can for that. But mark those dates on your calendar. June something and something.
23rd to the 26th.
And then October 15th. Mark them on your calendar. You're not going to want to miss them. Anything else that we're... It's October 14th. What did I say? It's October 14th, not whatever I just said. You know. We're a little rusty. Cut us some slack.
That's good. So...
I think, you know, that's it for this time around. Susan and I will try to be a little more...
have it more together.
And on the ball about maybe not being like 2 years since we do one of these.
Right. So just if you guys have any suggestions of what you'd like, we'll be happy to do it.
We'll talk about whatever you want us to talk about.
And give us your insights and information, and that would be lovely.
Yep, because curring season is upon us. So if you...
Oh, we have a spring clinic.
We have a spring clinic.
Yeah.
We do?
Yeah, we do. Don't we have a spring clinic?
She's more up to snuff than I am.
Well, oh, that's my daughter. Did you hear the music? Oh, yeah. She sang for the state of Maine. Yes, at the House of Representatives. You don't need to listen to that.
Yeah, we'll look into the dates of that clinic. And I'll just post them on the page. We won't make another video. Make you guys have to listen to us again for that. But lots of exciting things happening here in the Northeast. And I guess
that should be it.
Yeah. Look out for the next one. We'll be back.